Next on Sisterhood of the Second Act.
Rita Joyce lost her son to gun violence in 2004. Tracy Penn lost both her brother and father to gun violence. Both women, along with other community members, started Families Expecting Deliverance Using Prayer, or FEDUP, 10 years ago. Still, the gun violence epidemic continues. Coming up, we'll hear what actions this group is taking now. And you've most likely seen or heard a Medicare commercial or received a solicitation in the mail. How can you tell if these offers are legit? Julie Wheeler from the Better Business Bureau is here to help us determine if those offers are a scam. We'll meet these women on this edition of Sisterhood of the Second Act.
Sisterhood of the Second Act is brought to you by Step out the door with confidence, ready to conquer the day. Whether you are going to the cafe down the street or headed into work, you know you will always look your best in Cabby Styles. Your stylist, Darlene Marshall, will help you pick the styles that make you sparkle. And Cabby has styles for all body types. Call Darlene at 540-330-6819, 540-330-6819, and follow her on Instagram at Dapper Darlin.
I'm gonna be an oak tree.
I think I'll be a dogwood tree.
My kids say they be looking for a thorny tree for me.
With Evergreen, you can be a tree. Our biodegradable urn combines your ashes, natural soil additives, and a native tree of your choice. Be a tree and grow for tomorrow.
I want to be a tree.
Learn more at evergreenmemorialtrust.com.
Buy local this holiday season and get unique gifts on time. Start your holiday shopping at the New Moon Network store for original artwork by the Virginia artists featured on the Sisterhood of the Second Act set. You will also find Sisterhood merchandise there. Stop by the Earthworks Artworks Gallery at 228 South Pollard Street in Vinton, Virginia, or shop online at newmoonnetwork.com and have it delivered to you. Your purchase supports Virginia artists and local programming by the New Moon Network. There's more inside the hemp mill than CBD products. There's a community. Stop in for Friday's Coffee Talk to enjoy free hemp coffee and treats. Patent-pending products made from hemp for anxiety, pain relief, and organic healthy eating. Cannabinoid products you can trust because the hemp is locally grown, processed, and formulated by us with patent-pending formulations. That includes our Pet Calm and dog biscuits. The Hemp Mill, women-owned and operated with nutritional offerings, local cards, gifts, jewelry, and trending fashions made by women-owned businesses. TheHempMill.net. Now from the Fox Radio Roanoke studio, here's Kathy Heberle.
Joey Lee Joyce was just 24 years old when he became a victim of gun violence in 2004. He left behind parents and children. The violence has caused decades of pain. His mother, Rita Joyce, joins us today. She is the president of FEDUP, Families Expecting Deliverance Using Prayer. Tracy Penn lost her father and brother to gun violence. Jimmy Lee Penn was 62 when he was shot and killed. His son, Jamie LeVar Penn, was only 23 when he was shot and killed 7 years later. Thank you both for joining us today. Rita, tell us about FEDUP. How did it get started?
FEDUP got started actually in the parking lot of a TV show we were doing with Mac McCadden. He had gotten me and two other mothers and the Penn sisters there to talk about what had happened to our children and family members. So while we were in the parking lot, we said, you know what, we all have something in common. We need to make sure that we help other people to deal with what we're dealing with. So we came up with the name FEDUP.
I like that, and I like what it stands for. It sounds positive, a positive response to a dreadful situation. Tracy, why has FEDUP become more active and vocal in recent months?
All the violence that's going on and people killed with gun violence. we've been through it. When everybody's gone, the door's closed, you all alone. You need someone. So we have been more active trying to reach out to families, assisting them in any way that we can, because it's a lot of things that you don't know. There are a lot of resources out there that we can help you to find and to assist you in any way possible.
I like that. And how can, if something happens, obviously sometimes it's a very sudden, very violent. Do the authorities tell people about you as well? Like if people aren't familiar with your group, how do family members know how to contact you?
They don't contact us. Oh, we contact them.
Oh, wonderful.
So, if we find out that someone has been killed, normally we'll send out an email. There, sadly, someone else. Among ourselves, sadly, someone has been killed.
You reach out.
We reach out.
We to each other. Then we reach out to Facebook, community. Do anybody know this person? How can we get in touch with their family? And then we reach out, Rita, Renee, and myself will call the family or send them a text and see if we can come out, see if we can pray with them, see if we can offer them any type of assistance. We'll give them a card from us, a gift card, just a small token to assist them, in some manner.
I love that. And what types of activities has FEDUP been involved in?
Okay, we, just recently we did the prayer breakfast in June.
Oh, wonderful.
And we honor the victims' families who had lost family members in 2020 and up through 2021. So we did a remembrance for them, and it was a free prayer breakfast. We just wanted to let the community know that we understand and we're here to support you in any way we can.
And also, I've heard perhaps groceries, not guns. Is that something that I've...
What we did, that wasn't us, but we were
a part of
that. We assisted with that, and we was there with Catherine as she was getting that initiated and started.
Wonderful. So we are talking with Rita and Tracy of the wonderful group FEDUP. And Rita, your son's killer was convicted and sentenced.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's not the case for your family members, Tracy.
Correct.
So what are the psychological effects of that on your family and the community as a whole?
The psychological effect is I'm always looking at people. I have a trust issue. Are you the one? Nobody's been convicted of Jamie's murder. Jamie was my younger brother. No one was convicted of my murder, but rumors and when people talking, you kind of know. That person was at my brother's funeral. That person came to our home. That person was like, can I assist you? What can I do? But rumors and words on the street, you're the person who killed my baby brother. So I do have a serious trust issue. Even when my father was killed, my sister was like, Tracy, people just speaking to you and you're like, what you speaking to me for? What, and I still feel that way.
Yes.
I'm just like, can I trust you? Why are you trying to befriend me? And then if you bring up my father or my brother, well, why are you concerned about that? You wasn't here. What is your concern? So I have deep trust issues.
I can understand that totally. And thank you for sharing that because, I think you're probably resonating with other people that have gone through other tragedies and it would be hard to trust again. I can totally understand that would be something that you would, that other people should be aware of, that's all right that you have trust. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like allow for that and give people some grace in that situation, definitely. This is amazing. So FEDUP is 10 years old, and is the group getting more support now from the public? Is it becoming a little bit more, is there more of awareness? It sounds like you're really reaching out to people.
Yes, it's been longer than 10, but we were activated and then we stopped.
Okay.
And because of what's been going on with the recent rise in gun violence, not only in the city but in the country. So more awareness is there because we have social media, of course. So we have a Facebook page. And so it's just more awareness now, and we do have support with the gun violence committee through the city of Roanoke and with TAP, Total Action for Progress.
Okay.
So we have a lot more support now than we did when we started decades ago.
That is very good to hear. I'm so glad you're sharing that with us, and we hope by having you on our show as well that we can help you and get the word out to family and friends of these victims. And then it must be frustrating to see the violence continuing and escalating since your son's death. Where do you find the strength, seriously, to continue telling this story?
Each time I have to tell the story is my strength. And just having, that was kind of my counseling, is if I could help someone else to understand what I went through, I think that helped me along the way. I didn't realize it at the time, but now I do realize how much it has helped me to heal from the loss of my son because I'm able to help someone else. I'm always a firm believer of reach one, teach one, help one.
Oh,
and when you do that, you don't know how much you will get the reward just by doing that. So I share my story. I pray. I say, I understand how you feel. And with that, it helps me.
I can totally believe that. And I think the other thing is, too, well, often people will say, oh, I feel your pain. They don't, unless you have gone through it. So that is why you are able to really, that's the people that you are helping know that you know.
That's exactly right.
And I think that is just beyond beneficial.
Yeah.
I mean,
it hurts each time I hear of a family member, someone getting killed. It hurts me because I know what that mother's going through.
Yes,
I
the
feel
sister,
the pain.
The father, yes, exactly. We are talking with Rita Joyce, president of FEDUP, and Tracy Penn, and I'm so glad that you ladies came in today to talk to us. So what's next for FEDUP?
Well, we're trying to do a lot more activities. We are planning our Christmas of Hope. Yes.
Tell us about that.
Christmas of Hope is something we do for victims' family members, especially the ones that left children behind. So a lot of people don't understand, but my son was killed. He left 4 children behind. Jamie left children behind.
Right.
So we have a Christmas of Hope where we gather those children and family members together in celebration, because holidays are the roughest time for when you have lost a loved one like that.
Yes.
It's a hard time. So we want to bring hope.
I can understand that. Yes.
We want to bring hope.
Is there any legislation that you would like to see passed?
Oh, yes.
Tell us.
You know how MAD is?
Yes.
Okay. The girl next door.
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump in legislation saying if you know of a crime and you don't tell,
yes,
I think it needs to be penalties for it. If you are a victim of a gunshot and you don't tell who did it to you, I think there should be penalties for it. I think we need to make harsher laws for people who commit crimes, because people are getting more time for selling drugs than they are of taking a life.
That is
I have
so
a problem
wrong.
with that. Legislation needs to be changed.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely. How can people get involved and help you with FEDUP?
Well, we have a Facebook page, of course. It's Families Expecting Deliverance Using Prayer. Reach out to us on Facebook. We would be happy to take any donations, because it is hard to try to do things in the community without funding. So they can reach out to me on my cell phone number, which is Rita Joyce, and it's 540-915-1470. If they have any questions about my organization, our organization, and what they can do to support us.
Also, do you guys do fundraisers?
We have not.
You have not. Maybe we need to talk about that later.
Honestly, we funded a lot of stuff just out of our pockets.
Okay. You need some help with that.
Yes, we do.
And you'll also get more credibility as well, I think. You know, if people come and they see, and, you know, if it's pancake breakfast or a spaghetti dinner or something, get the people and get the families there too, so they can share how wonderful the organization has been to help them.
Yes.
And I think that would be really, really beneficial for all. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today, Rita and Tracy, President and Vice President and founding members of FEDUP. It's been a real pleasure having you on my show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
It's my pleasure, for sure. We'll have FEDUP's contact information in our show notes on our website, sisterhoodofthesecondAct.com. And we will be back after this.
Buy local this holiday season and get unique gifts on time. Start your holiday shopping at the New Moon Network store for original artwork by the Virginia artists featured on the Sisterhood of the Second Act set. You will also find Sisterhood merchandise there. Stop by the Earthworks Artworks Gallery at 228 South Pollard Street in Vinton, Virginia, or shop online at newmoonnetwork.com and have it delivered to you. Your purchase supports Virginia artists and local programming by the New Moon Network. There's more inside the hemp mill than CBD products. There's a community. Stop in for Friday's coffee talk to enjoy free hemp coffee and treats. Patent pending products made from hemp for anxiety, pain relief, and organic healthy eating. Cannabinoid products you can trust because the hemp is locally grown, processed, and formulated by us with patent pending formulations. That includes our Pet Calm and dog biscuits. The Hemp Mill, women owned and operated with nutritional offerings, local cards, gifts, jewelry, and trending fashions made by women-owned businesses. TheHempMill.net.
I'm going to be an oak tree.
I think I'll be a dogwood tree.
My kids said they be looking for a thorny tree for me.
With Evergreen, you can be a tree. Our biodegradable urn combines your ashes, natural soil additives, and a native tree of your choice. Be a tree and grow for tomorrow.
I want to be a tree.
Learn more at evergreenmemorialtrust.com.
Step out the door with confidence, ready to conquer the day. Whether you are going to the cafe down the street or headed into work, you know you will always look your best in Cabby Styles. Your stylist, Darlene Marshall, will help you pick the styles that make you sparkle. And Cabby has styles for all body types. Call Darlene at 540-330-6819, 540-330-6819, and follow her on Instagram at Dapper Darlin. Once again from the Fox Radio Roanoke studio, here's Kathy Heberle.
Welcome back to Sisterhood of the Second Act. I'm Kathy Heberle. It's almost time for annual Medicare open enrollment period, starting this October 15th through December 7th. But as we get closer to open enrollment, beware of fraudsters who try to take advantage of this opportunity to confuse and mislead seniors. Julie Wheeler, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau serving Western Virginia, joins us now. Thank you for coming in today, Julie.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
So how do these scams work?
Well, there's two primary ones. The first one is they want to help you. They're going to help you get better coverage for the same price or less. They can do great things, for you. So they're going to make things better. But the other one are scare tactics. You're going to lose your coverage if you don't give me your Medicare number right now. You have to provide all this personal information or payment information, or you're going to lose the coverage. Both of those can be very detrimental to seniors, but the one where they get scared about their Medicare coverage really can cause them to provide information that they shouldn't provide over the phone.
And that I assume is to be used for other purposes, defraud them and
yes, identity theft.
Okay, so that's why they really need to be careful and cautious about it.
Yeah, protect that Medicare
And then
number.
I guess that leads to the question of how common are Medicare scams?
Well, unfortunately, they're very common. They were number 8 out of top 10 scams last year. 83,000 people, over $20 million defrauded. So, and the even scarier part is 40% of the people that are targeted actually lose money. So sometimes, we don't really know. It's not as high a percentage, even though we know that a lot of people are being contacted. In this particular case, they are able to benefit financially and hurt people.
So do Medicare scams affect locally? Are they common locally in our area?
Well, our BBB, our scam tracker, we had 22 reports last year. 8 so far this year. So they do affect people here, and it's kind of tough sometimes because not everybody's going to report it, or it may not all get in Scam Tracker. They may call and talk to us. So if we look at the national numbers, we know that it is definitely a problem.
Okay. We are talking with Julie Wheeler, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau. And for our viewers that aren't as familiar with the BBB Scam Tracker, I love that name, can you explain what it is?
Well, Scam Tracker is where you can actually go online and you can enter keywords, like if somebody, you can enter Medicare. And every report involving Medicare will come up anywhere in the country. And you can see how prevalent it is. You can see if it's the same type of pitch that you received. So it's really a way to find out what's going on. And you can also enter calls or solicitations that you've received or something that's happened to you. Maybe somebody came door to door, so that you can help others. So it's a great way to find out what's been reported and what's going on, but also for you to report and to help others not be victimized.
So you can share if you've had an experience.
Absolutely.
I like that idea. And what are some tips to avoid open enrollment scams?
Well, you need to remember with open enrollment scams that if someone calls you out of the blue, it isn't somebody you have a relationship with, that's a red flag. If they offer to do free health screenings, you want to be very wary of that. If they want to provide a gift certificate for a meal or some other kind of gift, that's not allowed with Medicare either.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I got a letter myself recently from a local. It looked legitimate, so I wish I would have brought it. But I will look at it closer.
Was it Medicare or was it financial planning?
It was, well, it said because of my birthday coming up. So yeah. So my next question is Medicare and the alphabet policies it includes are confusing all on their own. How can we weed out the scam offers that take advantage of that confusion?
Well, again, if it seems too good to be true, if it's out of the blue, Medicare put a lot of rules in place to help prevent people from being taken advantage of. Like people, unless you have a relationship, they can't call you and talk to you on the phone about your policy or about changing your policy or ask you to get information unless you've already done business with them. So that's a big one to recognize. They can't just set up an appointment and come to your house without you specifically telling them that you want to speak with them about your drug plan or something else. And that's all they can talk to you about at that point.
Okay, that is very good to know. Very helpful information. What are some of the red flags to spot Medicare scams? I think you mentioned a little bit here about if it's too good to be true. Is there anything else?
Well, if they're trying to get your Medicare number from you over the phone, if they want you to pay or sign up over the phone, that's not permitted. So, those are things to recognize that they're about to take advantage of you. They're either trying to get your personal information or they're trying to get you to make payment when you haven't actually done, can't sign up for anything like that.
Okay. Is there any legitimacy to something where they say, like, there's no cost for you to join? Because I've heard that they actually take the money directly from, I don't understand that. What does that mean when you hear that?
Well, no cost to join. What does that mean?
Medicare
Because
plan.
you have to sign up, obviously, through the government to get your Medicare. And then you have the ability to get a supplemental policy and a drug policy.
That's the one I think I'm referring to.
And those are the ones. And the drug policies really do need to be looked at each year because your medications change. And what policy covers your particular medications changes from year to year. The best policy may change. So what people need to have is somebody that they trust, an insurance broker that they trust that will run that analysis and not, rely on somebody anonymous, that you don't know, that you don't really know whose best interest they have at heart, and be very careful. Now, the Medicare site provides you a lot of tools as well. So
Okay.
that's a good way that you can go to Medicare.gov and look up a lot of information.
Okay, thank you for that, because I think that's something that if you're doing it yourself, like you said, you're proactively going after it rather than somebody coming to you, then it's a
Right.
safe way to check.
And that's a great thing to do. You can use the healthcare.gov or Medicare.gov to look up coverages, figure out what kind of coverage that you want.
Okay.
There's some 800 numbers that we can provide as well to folks if they want them, where you can call and ask your questions, whether it's on drug plans or regular Medicare coverage.
Thank you very much. And so we are talking with Julie Wheeler, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau. And what should we do if you gave your personal information to someone claiming to be with Medicare?
Well, I would definitely try to call Medicare. I'm not sure what they're going to tell you. You know, at least the Medicare numbers are not your social anymore, but still those numbers do tie to you personally and can be. You don't want that information misused.
Okay. And does everybody have to apply within a certain time frame? What is that, so we can be prepared that you're going to start besides the open enrollment?
Well, we become eligible when we turn 65.
Okay.
So, and I think maybe
Can
it's
you
a
be
6
before
months
that?
prior. I think
Okay.
I think it's 6 months. I'm not positive on
All
that
right.
because
But you have to
don't
do it at some point.
But absolutely, you want to go through that process. The
So you can't
registration
ignore
piece of
this.
it. No, do not
Do
ignore
not.
it. Or you
If
could
you're
be-
confused,
yes.
do not ignore it.
Even if you have insurance coverage, even if you're continuing to work, you want to make sure you go through that process around that
I think
birthday.
that is really something that does confuse people.
Yes.
If they think if they're still working, that maybe, so that was a very good piece of advice you just shared with us. And how can people protect themselves from these scams?
Well, don't carry on conversations on the phone, okay? And
Okay.
do not, unless it is somebody that you've contacted, that you know, that you have a relationship with. Do
Okay.
not conduct any business regarding your insurance over the phone.
And if you don't have somebody that you know and you trust, but you are, where should you start? Should it be online, or should you ask a friend for a referral? Like, what do you recommend? Give us some options.
Well, I
if
would
you're
say
not sure.
asking a friend for a referral is a great way to start. You
Okay.
can look online, the different healthcare.gov or Medicare.gov. Call us. We can tell you if we have accredited insurance brokers who handle this type of insurance coverage, to kind of point you in the right direction.
I was going to say, so even if you do the old, I don't even think they're called yellow pages anymore, but you say you look online, we can call you first and make sure that they are accredited to, and then if it's somebody like local in our area that we want to use or something.
Or see
like
what
that.
type of information we have, how long they've been in business, what type of policies they cover. That's really something that you want to know before you do business. And I would encourage you to go local. Use somebody that you can see who can come and sit down and talk with you, or you can go to their office and talk to them.
Thank you. All these little bits and pieces are very helpful for people that are intimidated by the whole process. So I appreciate this. And then where can we find out more information to protect ourselves during this Medicare enrollment period?
Well, you can obviously go to bbb.org. We have a lot of tips and information, but you also can go to Medicare.gov and read about what all the options are and what the rules are for the people who are providing the policies.
Well, I'll tell you, Julie, I, for one, am very grateful for all this information. I do find it intimidating, and I think that there's a lot of people, and just the fact that you said, just because you're intimidated, you have to do it. You can't ignore it. It's one of those things.
We can't put our head in the sand, much as we may want to.
So thank you so much for being with us
always
today.
my pleasure.
It was wonderful. I really enjoyed this. And we will have Julie Wheeler's contact information in our story notes at our website, sisterhoodofthesecondAct.com. And we'll be back to wrap up the show after this.
Kathy's wardrobe provided by Cabby stylist Darlene Marshall. See the styles in our show notes at sisterhoodofthesecondAct.com.
See where a grateful nation remembers its heroes, and where Thomas Jefferson came to relax. Where small town charm is just down the road from big outdoor adventures. Find peace and quiet, as well as the sounds of family fun. Destination Bedford is located where the Piedmont Plateau meets the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Where ordinary ends, Bedford begins.
I want to thank Rita Joyce and Tracy Penn of FEDUP for joining us today. They shared how their own personal tragedy was used to start an organization to benefit other victims of gun violence. And Julie Wheeler of the Better Business Bureau helped give us indications to warn us of potential scams when signing up for Medicare. I'm Kathy Heberle. Join us next week for another edition of Sisterhood of the Second Act.